Time has flown. I cannot believe it's autumn already. Pumpkin latte season now, and I'm so here for it. I'm going to be taking you through, as a pro makeup artist, how you can switch up your summer makeup routine and make it more autumnal with a few tips and tricks and tweaks. Let's go. Skincare has been prepped already, but we're going to spray ourselves just to make sure we're getting nice and hydrated. Charlotte Tilbury Satin Spray is so good. All of these products are going to be linked down below, so don't stress. These brows are looking crusty and dusty, so let's sort them out. Product that I'm going to be using is the Benefit Fluff Up Brow Wax. This, guys, so good. Like, I am blown away by this product and I hear no one talk about it. Can you see the difference? It's crazy. I feel like a repurchase is coming up. Naturally, around this time, I'm getting a bit paler than usual. So we're gonna go in with the Radiant Creamy Concealer from NARS. This is vanilla. If anyone has a concealer recommendation that is similar to this one that you think would be maybe even better than this one, please let me know, because I'm probably due a new concealer in my kit. Just taking a flat brush and kind of blending that out. We're just spreading the concealer around just to like minimize any veins and any sort of redness on the eyelid. If your eyeshadow is not long lasting, try this step because honestly, it's a game changer. And that is my eyelids prepped for some eyeshadow. I love an autumnal eye look. Like, I feel like I thrive in autumn. In the summer, I like to keep my eyes quite light, maybe just a bit of mascara and a bit of liner. But when it comes to autumn, I like to like deepen it up a bit with some eyeshadow. So we're going to be playing around with some warmer tones today to give that autumnal vibe. I'm your pro bestie. I'm going to be telling you all of the things you need to do in terms of eyeshadow. So do not stress. Like, I feel like eyeshadow, when I say it, people are like, oh my god, no. You don't have to buy something new to create this autumnal eye look. I'm going to dip into Hula Caramel, which is technically a bronzer, which we love a multi-use product here. So dip into your bronzers, guys. We want a yellow toned brown initially. So try and have a look at what you got already. We're going to work that all over the lid, but mostly concentrating on that crease. Wearing this makeup to work, so this is how wearable it is. I can do this look in pretty much less than 10 minutes. It's so easy to do. Quick lesson in makeup brushes: the fluffier the brush, the more blown out it's going to be. The denser the brush, the more intense it's going to be. So I'm using a fluffy brush at the moment and it's picking up the product nicely, and I'm just going to use big circular motions just to blow it out. Don't be scared to go above the crease, guys. You're not gonna look like a drag queen, even though we love our drag queens here, but it's just not the moment right now. We kind of want it to be darker on the eyelid, and then we want it to kind of like blend outwards. Now we're gonna take this color here, which is a darker bronzer color, which you can use like a dark brown. Any dark brown will do. We do want a warmer dark brown, not a cooler dark brown if you can help it. So nice and like orangey underneath rather than a grayish tone underneath. I'm just going to tap this on the lid with the same brush, super easy. I'm going to take off any excess on the back of my hand, blend that together with the colour we've just put down, like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side and we'll get back to you. If you've gone too far up, do not stress. Take a brush, one that's preferably mostly clean, and we're just going to go around the edges just to keep the blend all nice and seamless. At this point, it always looks crazy. Like, look how crazy I look. It's fine. It'll all come together when we do the face makeup. My favorite thing to do at the moment is to grab a dark brown liner and just take that over the lash line. This is one of the best tricks to make your eyes look more professionally done. Like, it can be quite hard to get eyeshadow right into that lash line. If you think black mascara sometimes looks just too much for you, definitely try out a brown mascara. And if you've got blue eyes in particular, try out the Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. This colour is like a burgundy reddish colour. It is the most unusual mascara I've ever purchased. If you've got brown eyes, then I would recommend a more cool toned brown mascara. Something like the Lancome brown mascara, really, really good. This mascara has been game changing for me in terms of everyday makeup. Super easy to get off my eyes as well. If you have any questions, by the way, please comment down below because I do want to help you guys out. I want to help you guys slay your autumnal makeup. So we're going on the medium coverage today because in summer I like to have a super light tinted moisturizer vibe. In the winter I like a little bit more fuller coverage and a bit paler on my skin, less of the contouring, more of the blush. Covering my spots and blemishes and redness, dark circles, but also making it look a little bit more like skin-like as well. This is the IT Cosmetics CC Cream. This formula is pretty much autumn in a bottle. Like, this is my perfect autumn skin. A bit of glow, a bit of radiance, but mostly coverage as well. It also suits oily skin tones as well because it powders down like a dream. So if you haven't tried this foundation, I'll link it down below for you. Just applying a little bit. We can always apply more. This formula spreads so easily. Oh my god, and their shade range is getting better and better. And I just love this foundation. It's skincare infused, so it's going to give you all the skincare properties that you need, and it's also a CC cream, so if you've got redness or pigmentation in your skin, you're going to get that color correcting quality. Blending that into the areas that I have the most redness in my skin, which tends to be the center of my face, my chin, around my mouth, around my nose. In autumn, I do start to get colds and stuff, so I do want the coverage to be mostly in the center of my face, around my nose. I'm using the shade Light. Look how nicely it's stuck on my nose. So pretty, and the formula of this is so like radiant from within, which is very on trend right now. Back to concealer, I'm using the NARS Creamy Concealer again. We're just putting it into the areas that I get a little bit of redness. Also, areas that I need a little bit more coverage, so that's under my eyes and a little bit around my T-zone and on my nose, of course. Use that fluffy brush to push it into my skin. I don't want to do any sweeping motions, I'm pushing it into the skin. Just use like sweeping motions to get under the eye and like kind of wing out that eyeshadow so that you're going in the right direction to lift the makeup, but keeping a little bit of a shadow under the eye just so it creates a different focus of the shadow. So we're taking the shadow away from here, but we're keeping the shadow up here, so we still got something to draw in to the eye. I have a new favorite contour combo for autumn, and that is using the nude sticks. This is the color Bareback, which is like a barely there sort of blush color. Just going to swatch that for you. Like, you can see it's got a little bit of a pink tone in there, but it's nothing too crazy, and it's really nice if you want a subtle blush color. And then I've got the Bondi Bay New Sticks Face Matte color, and this is the most stunning bronze color. Like, these two together for autumn are like my number one. I'm just going to take a little bit of the Bareback color. And we're gonna start with blush because I wanna start creating a little bit of a high point on the cheekbones to give a stencil for my contour. And then sometimes you end up using less contour because you've already mapped out where your cheekbones are going to be with blush. Now we're going to take Bondi Bay, very nice warm toned bronzer, and we're just going to go into the contours of the cheeks. Something I like doing is just kind of going through my brow bone as well and where my temple is, just to give a bit more lift up here. This is looking so delicious, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so my skin is now wet, full of cream products and liquid products. We're gonna let that settle and go to the brows and then come back. So hopefully it'll be dried by the time we do brows. And I'm gonna be showing you my brow routine at the moment. So let's zoom you in even more so you can see my brow. I'm gonna be using the Lift and Snatch NYX Brow Tint Pen. Oh my gosh, have you seen that tip? Oh my god, it gives me shivers. I'm gonna start with the tail of the brow first. I'm just gonna start creating brow strokes. And can you see how natural that looks? If you wanna create more of a fuller brow, go a bit further down than where your brow starts naturally and pull down your arch a little bit with the brow pen. And at first it's gonna look crazy, but trust the process. We're gonna wait for this side to dry a little bit, making sure that you've got gaps in between as well. Now we're gonna take a spoolie and we're just gonna brush those hairs, pull back that tint a bit and brush it out. And this is what's gonna make it look super natural. So we're taking any harsh out of it, and you don't need to do it a lot of times before it becomes quite pushed back. Can you see the difference? It's quite literally the only thing I'm doing to my brows at the moment every day that's making them look super natural. I'm also getting so many compliments on my brows at the moment. Okay, so let's go back to the face now. I can feel that it's pretty much dry. My absolute holy grail for setting my face is the Laura Mercier powder, and I am obsessed with this formula. It's so hydrating. It doesn't leave any like white cast. It photographs really well, not like I need photos taken today. I'm gonna take a little bit on a powder puff. I'm gonna go on the back of my hand and take some of that powder out, basically pushing all of the product into the puff to make a nice even layer. Start with the pores, where my pores sit. I'm just gonna start there and like the side of my nose, and then pull it up to underneath my eyes, looking up, and then pulling it to the outer corner of my eye as well. First place you put the powder puff is where you're going to have the most coverage, and then you can blend it up to the eyes and then out, so there's a very thin layer up here. It minimizes my pores, it airbrushes out my skin, it's just does the most. I like to go over around my nose area as well because makeup just seems to come off around there. Moving on to bronzer, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark. It's such a lovely warm toned bronzer, really nice for around this time of year. It's just got that nice yellowy tone colour to it, so it's going to really match that eye makeup, and I like to just pull out some of that bronze on the eye and match it into my temples. Don't be scared to go through the brow as well. I'm going to take Hula Caramel, the first colour we used on our eyes. I'm just going to smoke out the under eye on the outer corner section. Just go back and forth until it's nicely blended. And I like to use a big fluffy brush for this, which kind of makes it uncomfortable to do. But quite honestly, it gives the most smoky, blown out under eye. To open up my eyes a bit, I like to use the Nude Sticks pencil in the colour Moon. And I'm just going to take that in the inner corner of my eye. We're going to be using Coffee and Kissy from Morphe as my lip liner today. It's a really lovely, warm toned brown. Probably one of my favourite nude colours this year, to be honest, but it just works so good in autumn. And then for the center of the lip, I'm going to be using Nude Kate from Charlotte Tilbury. It's a new one that I've been playing around with, but it's so light, so you have to kind of match it with a nice brown lip liner. Then I'm going to go back in with that pencil, just kind of use the side of the pencil. Finish off, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray all over my face. Really good setting spray. It has a slight scent to it, but nothing too crazy. I've been using this for a long time and it has honestly lasted me so long. You get so much for value for money. 100 mils you get. It's probably like the best value for money product that you get from Charlotte Tilbury. Setting spray is just so good for like a finishing touch when you think everything looks like too powdery on the skin. It just brings the skin to life again, gives it a bit of a radiant glow, like it doesn't look as powdered as it was. So that is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this autumnal toned makeup tutorial. Let me know if you have any comments down below, like any questions. What can I help you with? What can I help you with? My makeup services are here and free, ready to go. If you like this video, please do me a massive favor and subscribe. And it just shows me that you guys are keen to want more from me on the YouTube channel rather than like TikTok and Instagram, because I really enjoy this space, probably the most out of all of the platforms. I just think that there's definitely more of like a community feel here. I just prefer it. So if you want more from me, please hit the subscribe button. All the links of the products will be down below, and I will see you in the next one.